Hello gamers, and welcome back to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And tonight I will continue my Star Wars Adventures in the Keldor Sector Season 4, and we have just returned to Lerok, the rebel camp on the planet Lerok in the Keldor Sector, which is an untamed, uninhabited wildland with dangerous wildlife. And the rebels, they have set up a hidden camp there in the deep jungle, protected by the dangerous natural wildlife. It is protected by a little energy shield, which keeps the nasties at bay and can only be opened for a short while for security and safety reasons. And we are Nash Duncan, smuggler, scoundrel, and flyer for hire, and his companion, crew member, girlfriend Rhya, Eldridian Shadow Huntress. We have just landed our ship, the Never Too Late, and we had on board a team of Space Ops troopers. Sadly, only 3 of them left, Lieutenant Cole and 2 Space Ops troopers. The rest, they died in combat freeing this rebel leader here. She was imprisoned by the Empire and about to be shipped to a hidden ISB interrogation facility. So we had to get her out so that she can't reveal vital information. And you can watch all this in the previous episodes. And now we are back at Lerok. And basically deliver the rebel leader there. So Tula, our rebel Twi'lek contact, she immediately comes out to greet us as the Never Too Late touches down, and she watches intensely and with anxiety as the entry ramp lowers, and we walk down the ramp. And well, as she sees us, she looks a little bit disheartened and mumbles, "Only so few made it back." And Rhya, because she was with the team, she just nods and says, "Well, they fought bravely. I was there. They did what they could and what they were trained for. And their death was not in vain. The Rebel Alliance is safe, at least for now. But there were 2 leaders. Yes. One of them was in a fatal condition," she just said. "Okay, well then, thanks again for your help. I'll be with you shortly. Let's get everything set up inside for the debriefing. Yeah, my ship took a little damage, so I gotta check out some things. Just give me a call when you're ready and we can discuss business, if you get my meaning." "Yes, of course, of course." So they all disappear in the complex as Nash and Rhya, we go back aboard the ship. And Nash makes a quick assessment of the damage, and he goes, "Well, the internal systems are pretty much all right, but the hull took quite a beating." And Rhya says, "Yes, indeed. Thanks to your flying, it's not any worse. Those TIE fighters, they weren't your usual breed. They were highly skilled. Yeah, the Empire, they got ace pilots and elite squads as well. I bet we must have faced one of these squads." "Yeah, probably." But he looks at her, comes a little closer and smiles. "I'm glad that you're back, and that you're back in one piece. And she looks at me, tilts her head slightly, and says, "Yes, I'm glad as well. But it was good that I was there. My force blade did make a difference speed-wise when it came to cutting down those bulkhead doors. Yeah, I think it was the right course of action." So, speaking of course of action, I mean, we will get paid now, I guess. 20,000 credits. That is quite a lot of money. And I was actually thinking, I think it is time for us to leave this sector, at least for a while. For several reasons. I mean, we made a few enemies here, some at least, and because of our last activities openly engaging the Imperials and also the quick getaway from the police forces on Viron, I think it really is time to leave this sector and lay low for a while. And Rhya says, "Well, I agree. I mean," and she looks around the ship and says, "Well, this ship has become my home now, actually. And I don't really care which sector we are flying through. It's not the sector that makes the home, it is the ship." And Nash smiles and says, "Well, that is nice of you to say. I'm glad that you feel so welcome and comfortable here with me that you call this ship your home. So then it's agreed. We will leave the sector once we get paid." "Yes, but do you have any idea where to go next?" she asks me, or asks Nash, and he says, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. You probably have heard of the smuggler's moon, Nar Shaddaa, spaceport moon of the planet Nal Hutta, the Hutt homeworld in the center of Hutt Space?" And Rhya says, "Yeah, of course I've heard of it. I mean, who hasn't? In my line of work as an operative for the council, you need to know these places where you can get basically anything, no questions asked." "Exactly. Well, I have to admit, even though I've traveled far and wide, but now, little OC, I just remember, of course I've been there, because when I played the prequel, I think in the using my D20 Outlaws in the Outer Fringe game, I think I was in a sector where there's also Nar Shaddaa, so yeah, I've been there too. So disregard this last comment. So actually, Nash, his thoughts wander off for a while because he thinks of his adventures with Lula. His thoughts wander off for a while, and he says, "Yeah, I've been there before too. Long time ago, though." And Rhya looks at him and says, what is it? Everything all right?" "Yeah, just some old memories from a time over a decade ago, or a decade ago." "Maybe one of these days you can share this memory with me." And Nash says, "Certainly. I think on our way to Nar Shaddaa we have plenty of time. So, but I just don't want to go to Nar Shaddaa just to go to Nar Shaddaa. So first of all, of course, it is a great place to hang low or to keep a low profile for a while. It's basically lawless and deep within Hutt space, so there will be no Imperial interference there. But it also has some great mechanics, and as you said, you can get anything there for a price. So I'm thinking about upgrading the Never Too Late some more. I think it is finally time to get better and stronger weaponry. And Rhya nods. Yeah. I mean, so far we were lucky fighting the TIE fighters, which are fragile and not very well shielded. But I think with those dual laser cannons, we would have trouble getting through the shields of something more durable. Exactly. So I'm thinking of installing a quad laser turret. Switch out this dual laser cannon for a nice souped up quad laser turret. Maybe with some improved fire control as well. And depending on how much money we got left after that, I'm thinking about boosting the hyperdrive some more. And well, if we run out of money, Nar Shaddaa is exactly the right place to get some promising smuggling contracts as well. Well, I take your word for it, she says. All right, so why don't we see how Lula is Tula. So little I misspoke, and that's actually a good thing because Rhya looks at me. Lula? Yeah, I just see, this is Twi'lek naming schemes. They are pretty, at least when it comes to the females, they have some patterns. They use a lot of O's, like Ula, Lula, Tula, and well, I mean, obviously I had female companionship before I met you, and I was just, because we were mentioning Nar Shaddaa, I was just thinking about her. Her name was Lula, and she was also a Twi'lek, just like Tula, and also green-skinned. And when I was traveling through the Outer Rim a decade ago and visited Nar Shaddaa, well, Lula, she was my crew member and companion back then. And Rhya looks at me and tilts her head slightly. Well, you've never mentioned her before. Yeah, well, I don't know. I didn't know it was appropriate, speaking of past lovers. Like I said, it's a decade. It was a decade ago. I think you will share whatever you need to share whenever you're ready, she goes. I mean, after all, our people are also not as open and forthcoming regarding personal matters. She looks at me. And I say, yeah, I figured that, with a little smile. All right, I'll tell you all about her later. Let's get the money first. Okay, so we contact Tula and via comlink. Tula, are you ready? Actually, we have decided that we are in a hurry to depart. We want to lay low for a while, someplace else. I mean, shouldn't be too far. It is within Hutt Space, and OOC again, the Keldor Sector is close to Hutt Space in the Outer Rim. Remember, Calcareous, I think, or some, was let me check, ruled by Hutt clans or Hutt syndicates. Calcareous. Wretched Hive controlled by a Hutt cartel close to Hutt Space. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too far, but Hutt Space is vast, so let's see about that. Yeah, I think we can make this quick. I mean, just come inside and we'll handle the arrangement. Okay, so we go inside, and there's Tula. And she says, well, I agreed to pay you 20,000 credits for this mission, and I've seen your ship is pretty banged up. You probably, like you said, I mean, running a ship is an expensive business, and the Rebel Alliance depends on independent operatives just like you, and you need to get your ships or keep your ships in shape. So don't feel bad about taking this money. And I just smile. Don't worry, I won't. I know running a starship is expensive. And every credit I have to spare goes into the ship. So it'll benefit the Alliance indirectly as well. Yeah. So here it is. And she hands me over two 10,000 credit ships in cash. 20,000 credits. I just give one 10,000 credit ship to Rhya and keep one for me. So I am at 12,800. And Rhya is at 14,000 credits. So now we actually have some money to spare, but repairs are expensive and our ship is in need of repairs. All right, so Tula, I will not tell you where we're headed, but we will still within Hutt Space. You shouldn't have any trouble reaching us via subspace communications if you have need of our services. But because of our last or past and recent endeavors here, I think it is best we disappear for a while and lay low. And Tula, she just nods and says, yeah, I can understand that. So wherever you go, be careful. Thanks again for your service. And if we do need you again, I will not hesitate to contact you. Looking forward to having you back. Yeah, good luck with your operation. Yes, you too. Goodbye. Okay, so we enter and launch. And talking to Rhya again. Well, Rhya, would you do the honors again? And she says, gladly. And takes her seat and works the controls to plot us a route to Nar Shaddaa. And now I'm going to once again use my point crawl star map. So opening up the Space Borg book here. So point crawl star chart travel system. Okay, so I'm using this generic point crawl star chart here, and how it works is explained in the document. Basically, this is an abstract system that incorporates an element of route planning without the need to have a star chart for every sector. You can, of course. So what I will do now is I will roll 2d12, one for the starting point, one for the end point, and then I can plot a route here, determine travel time, see if there are possible dangers on the route, and yeah, and we'll go from there. So brown will be the starting point and purple the end point. From 11 to 1. Oh, okay, so this is great. So this is actually pretty long journey, which you could say, well, doesn't really make sense because we're close to Hutt Space. Yes, but Hutt Space is vast, and Nar Shaddaa might be at the opposite end of Hutt Space. So now what I will do is I need to go from 11 to 1. So, and you see, I can basically choose any path and add the hours together, but here you see from 11 I go to 8, which is 7 hours, and then I need to go to 5. There's only like one route, and this goes through pirate infested space. This is indicated here. So there's a high potential of a pirate encounter, and then I will just go up, and then I will just go like this. And what I usually do when I play off camera, I treat every leg of the journey separately. So I multiply those 8 hours with the hyperdrive multiplier, make the relevant encounter checks, and then I go leg by leg. So just make a little quick note here. From 11 to 1. And that is 11 to 8, and that is 7 hours, and I have to add half of that, 3.5, so that is 10.5 hours. 10.5 hours, and that is 2 checks, encounter checks. Okay, so Rhya is doing the calculations. Calculations take a while because it is a long journey. Let me see, can you see this? Sort of like, let's move this a little like so. I hope, yeah, the glare and reflection is not as bad. Okay, so the calculations are ready. I'm not going to roll. Nash double checks everything. We are not in a hurry. There's no space comet or anything going on. So I'll do the first leg of the journey, 2d10, and on a 1 there will be some sort of random encounter. 4 and 9, no. All right. So now the second leg of the journey is from 8 to 5, which is 6 hours, which is 9 hours, which means only one check. So that is 8 to 5, 9 hours, one check. However, as you can see, now I'm going through an area of pirate infested space. So what I usually do is, it is not a 1 in 10 chance, but a 1 in 3, no, 3 in 10, so 30%, 1, 2, 3 on a d10, that there's an encounter, and if there's an encounter, it'll be a pirate encounter. So yeah, but still space is vast and hyperspace lanes are large, so it's only like 30%, but still, I mean, let's see. Now I'm using Rhya's die because she calculated the route. On a 1, 2, 3, there will be a pirate encounter. Please, no pirate encounter, because I am a little bit banged up. Oh, lucky. Whew, a 10. Okay, so we don't really know that this is pirate infested space. So it is a long journey, so of course we rest, we talk. And now we enter the leg from 5 to 3. That is again 10.5 hours, meaning 2 checks. So actually it's quite a long time that we are on our way here. Yeah, so 2 checks. Let's see. That is 5 to 3, and then there's only one leg left, which is 1 check. 1 in 10 chance. Oh, a 1. So there is a random encounter. So let's roll a d8, and I'm using the random encounter. Where is it? Here, the random encounter table. It's an 8. Ooh, a pirate slaver attack. Your FTL safety cutoff kicks in to prevent a collision with several large asteroids that were moved into the spaceways by pirates slavers. that lurk nearby. They move to intercept and attack. All right, so 1, 2, 4, it is pirates, and 5+ it is slavers. That might make a difference because pirates, I might be able to pay them off if things go south. So 1, 2, 4, it is pirates. And of course it's slavers. Damn it. Okay. The worst kind of scum. Slavers. All right, so as we fly through hyperspace, we have almost traveled the entire thing. So let's just say that Rhya is back to full health. She only lost 2 hit points, and she also needs to re-roll her power points because her power points are expanded. And then you re-roll, and she gets power points is D2, 1d2 power points. And I also have to re-roll her number of force uses. Alright, so Rhya has 2 power points, and those blue gaming tokens, they are Rhya, and those are Nash. He still has power points. And now her force uses are 1d4 plus presence. Her presence is 2 uses a day. Let's see. It's re-rolled every day. That is 2 plus 2. That is 4 uses. All right, and those are her force uses that she's got left for the day. All right, so we fly through hyperspace as suddenly the safety cuts in, and there's this jolt going through the ship as we are thrown into real space forcefully, and Nash goes, damn. And there's this debris field in front of us, and those are not several large asteroids, they're several large chunks of destroyed hull. And there is this slaver ship, a fire spray class attack vessel coming out of the debris field, and immediately starts shooting at us. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 real lasers and 4+ ion guns. Well, actually it would make more sense that those are ion guns because they want to disable us and board us because they're slavers. Okay, so they shoot, and those are like bluish bolts. So I can immediately tell that they're ion guns. Rhya, we're under attack. And she goes, I see that. I'm on my way. And she heads towards the gun turret. And I prepare to assist her and get ready to do evasive maneuvers if necessary. All right, so let's take my little sheet here. So it is, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm just using the stats here for a bounty hunter vessel. So it'll be a difficulty rating of 14 to hit and evade. Difficulty rating of 14, and it has 20 hull, D4 shields, and it actually deals D8 damage. Damn, okay. All right, so let's do initiative. Nash is piloting, so 1, 2, 3, the enemies go first. lucky. We go first. Okay, so we go first. So Nash, he says, well, Rhya, the usual drill. I'll try to get you some more detailed sensor data for the fire control system. All right, so he rolls with advantage, difficulty rating 12, an intellect check. That's his action. But no, 6 plus 4, that is 10. I don't know, they seem to be jamming me. So she doesn't get advantage. So now she needs to shoot. Her attack is +2 with the fire control and her intellect. Her intellect is 1 and fire control 1. So she attacks +2 d6 damage. And the enemy, they have -d4 shields. And she needs a difficulty rating of 14. Attacks +2. I try to eyeball it, she goes. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, lucky, on the spot. 12 plus 2. Ooh, that's a good shot. 12 plus 2 is 14. Only 1 point of shields versus 6 points of damage. So actually that is a hit for 5. Takes up a good chunk of hull. Hull goes down to 15. So, yeah, they were probably not expecting that we can react so quickly. So they come at us confident that their ambush worked, but suddenly there's this volley of turbo laser fire, dual laser fire, and they swirl to the side, but this panel here is hit, and there's a large scorch mark, so it went right through the shield. But now it's their turn to attack, and the Never Too Late has d4 shields. Where is the d4 die from Nash? Nash, where's your brown d4 die? Oh, here. d4 shields, and I have to evade, and they deal d8 damage, and my evasion is +4 plus handling +7. So 4 intellect, 3, 7. So +7, difficulty rating 14. Actually pretty good odds. Yes. +7, 11 rolled. Would also been a weak hit. So lucky for us, we evade. So I'm flying like an evasive maneuver and the shots go wide. Next round, our turn again. Nash trying to feed sensor data to Rhya. Yes, critical success, but doesn't mean anything other than that she gets advantage. So she shoots, advantage, d6, d4, +2, difficult rating 14. Yes, 17, but 5 minus 3, only 2 points of damage. So a weak hit, but still a hit is a hit. 13 hull left. So again, she hits the vessel, but now the vessel retaliates. Nash has to dodge, and remember there is no advantage in dodging in combat. d8, so but it's still +7 versus 14. I see what I can do. Yes, 15 rolled, so no problem. All right, our turn. Nash trying to feed sensor data to Rhya. Yes, 18. So Rhya attacks with advantage. And so. Yes, 14. That's a hit. 3 minus 1, that is 2 points. 11 hull. So we're matched hull-wise. We are at 11 hull as well, but so far they haven't hit us. Okay, now their turn. Nash needs to evade. So I'm keeping an eye on the scopes. Yes, 16 rolled, but also lucky because it would have been 5 points of damage. But thanks, I evaded. Okay, our turn. Sensor data. Yes, 14, meaning Rhya gets advantage. +2, difficulty rating 14. No, this time it's a miss. Pew, pew, pew. Now they have adapted and now they shoot. I have to evade. +7, Difficulty rating 14. Yes, 13. All right, and it would also have been 1 versus 1. So actually we're doing pretty good here. But one crit can ruin it all. Okay, Nash, our turn again. Sensor data. Yes, DR 12 plus intellect, that's enough. And now Rhya with advantage. +2 versus 14. This doesn't count. 2 is not great and 10 not great, so we miss. Sadly, because it would have been a great shot, but we miss. Now +7 evasion. Ooh, but lucky. So we are hit, but only 1 damage, -2 shields. So our shields, it's just a glancing hit, and because of the angle, it is deflected of the deflector shield. There's this faint glow of the shield. That was close. Nash goes, shields are holding though. And once again, I try to feed Rhya sensor data. Yes, 13, that's enough. She attacks with advantage. So she swirls around in the gun turret, but misses. And now the enemy attacks. +7 to evade. Yes, critical success. So now critical success during the evasion means I would get a free attack. But I've decided after the last session I only do critical hits, not critical misses and not critical successes while defending. I'm using the old thing that if it's a 1, it's just like a miss, like an auto miss, and a 20 would be double damage, and a 20, so if I roll a 1 while defending, I would take double damage, but a 20 while defending does nothing special. Usually rules as written, you would get a free attack, but I just defend. Okay, our turn again. So Nash, sensor data. Yes, Rhya with advantage. Oh no, it's a miss. All right, now Nash needs to evade. So it's a fierce dogfight. They swirl around us. We try everything to keep them off our tail, pepper them with laser fire, and roll the 19 and 3 versus 3 on the shield. So lucky, no, not lucky, this is all skill. So the shot goes wide. Our turn, sensor data. Yes, 13, that's enough. Advantage on the attack roll. Oh no, it's another miss, 2 and 4. But still, they have adapted, and now they shoot. I try to evade. 16, yes. All right, our turn. Yes, sensor data. Rhya attacks with advantage. Oh, come on, Rhya. No, she misses. All right, they retaliate. So I try to evade. Oh no, this is what I'm talking about. So now it's a critical failure while evading, meaning double damage. So this is cancelled, 3-3. But now I know roll another d8, and that's what they deal in damage. Lucky 4. I'd already seen the 8 there, but still 11 minus 4, that is 7. Now we go to single digits, and single digits is when things start get nasty. So Nash, sensor data. So the ship is rocked. Damn it, Rhya. Sorry about that. Oh, but 20, so she gets advantage. I try my best, she goes, but they are quick too. So DR14 plus 2 with advantage. Oh yes, I just saw the 3. So that's, oh no, but look at this, 4 and 4. Good hit, but cancelled by the shields. We definitely need bigger guns. Okay, so it's a good direct hit, but we can immediately see that the shields absorb the brunt of the damage. And Rhya goes, damn, they got strong shields. They just took a direct hit with no effect. Let's hope our shields are holding. They're attacking. Lucky. Whew. Another critical failure can really ruin my day. I would need a critical hit now. Okay, so 12, that's all right, plus 4. Plus 7 actually. So I got pretty good chances to evade, but okay, our turn again. Sensor data. Yes, 15. So Rhya with advantage plus 2. Come on, Rhya. Oh, no. 7 and 7 plus 2. That is not enough. Okay, now they attack. Please. Lucky. 11. Okay, plus 7. Phew, look at this. Would have been 8 minus 3. Another 5 points. But luckily I evaded. Okay. Our turn. Sensor data. Yes, 14 and 18, no problem. Rhya with advantage. I try to get them into my sights, she goes. No, 10 plus 2, that is only 12, and also would have been no damage. I need bigger guns. Okay, now they attack. I evade. Plus 7, luckily plus 7. DR14. Yes. But would have only been 1 point of damage. But yeah, okay. So, so they are on our tail, and but you know what? Actually, let's say because we're out of the debris field now. All right. So I got to go 3 more rounds, then I can escape because Nash is recalculating the jump. But that means, of course, that he can't give her sensor data. So first round, Nash is starting calculations to get us out of here. So he goes, I gotta focus my attention on calculating a new jump. We're out of the debris field. Yeah, I try to keep him at bay long enough, Rhya goes. So now this time without advantage, plus 2 versus 14. Oh, come on, Rhya. Man. All right, so that's a miss. Now they attack. Nash evades. While doing the calculations, he evades. Plus 7. Lucky. 16. Okay. So, second round. Come on, Rhya. Like so. Plus 2. DR14. Oops, wrong die, but still an 8. So, nothing. They attack. I evade. Come on, Nash. Plus 7. On the spot. 7 plus 7 is 14. Lucky. But the shields would have absorbed the hit. So it goes both ways. All right. Third round now. They get 1 more chance. Rhya gets 1 more chance to take this guy out, which won't happen because even if she hits, they got 11 hull. Yes, she hits, but 1 versus 1. That is also again a glancing shot against the shield. Okay, and now Nash 1 final evade, and then we're off. Come on. I got a bad feeling about... lucky. 20 on the evade. Okay. And also 4 on the shield. So the best possible evade that you could get. 20 and 4. So, thank you, never too late. Okay. I'm really glad that I got the handling boosted, and shields minus D4 is also nothing to sneeze at, but there's still one more tire, and that is minus D6. So yeah, an intense dogfight, and finally we're out of the debris field. Beep, 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 and the console signals that the ship is ready to jump. And Nash goes, "Hold on, Rhya, we're getting out of here." And I pull back the levers, and we are off into hyperspace. And that was not the last leg of the journey. I think it was from 5 to 3. So we have one more leg of the journey left. From 3 to 1, which is 4 hours, which is 6 hours, which is another D10 roll, random encounter roll, but only on a 1 on a D10. Let's see, where is Nash's D10 here? So on a 1, there's another random encounter. Oh, lucky a 2, but 2 is not a 1. Okay. So yeah, we still got 6 more hours left on the journey. Whew. As we are in hyperspace, Nash goes, "Damn, that was close." Indeed it was, but damn, the Never Too Late is a fine ship. Yeah, he goes, "She handles like a dream with those new maneuvering thrusters and the boosted sublight engines." Whew. But as soon as we get to Nar Shaddaa, we gotta find a mechanic. The hull really needs to get repaired. Yeah. But she'll get us there. I have no doubt about it in my mind. Yeah, me too. And look up at the ship. "Hear me, baby? Hold together." And then beep, 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 beep. The indicator beeps. Oh, that's Nar Shaddaa. And I pull back the lever, and we appear in the Nar Shaddaa system, close to the Space Borg moon, the smuggler's moon, Nar Shaddaa, and we approach it. And this is where I will end this episode, with our arrival on Nar Shaddaa, or in the Nar Shaddaa system, and we will see what awaits us here in the next episode. So I'll thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful remaining weekend, and I will see you in the next video. And if you like this kind of stuff, comment, like, subscribe, and do all these YouTube things. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.